a man who wants to give his family a particular standard,
Yeah.
but is unable to afford that because of the cost of living.
Can step it down. Okay.
You be realistic, for goodness sake. You can't tell me you keep on waiting for you to be able to afford that. And then time keeps spinning because it waits for no one. Now, we are talking about money deciding when to start a family. You also put in consideration your partner. I hope I'm making sense with this.
I see that you actually planned this.
No, I did not plan this. Funny thing is,
you saw this as an opportunity to open up about this, and it's not a bad thing.
An opportunity to open up.
Welcome to Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Welcome to the Besty and Smoke podcast, the BS podcast. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are having a great time living your life in your world and just, being you, doing you as well. This is the place where you get to hang with us. And of course, we talk about life, relationships, struggles, and victories. Right here. Do not forget that you can also follow us on social media at BS Podcast NG. Do that. And when you get on YouTube as well, subscribe and like, comment. All right, do that. Like always, I am never here alone. I've got my co-host, the B in the BS.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much. Of course, you're welcome to the Besty and Smoke podcast. I am trying my best to keep it straight up because, spoiler alert, this is the second take. The first one was heated. So I'm trying to hold it together because...
Oh, gosh.
He said,
you couldn't
no.
help yourself.
I'm starting it from the beginning. Anyways, of course, it is the Besty and Smoke podcast. Welcome once again. So how are you doing?
Oh, goodness. I'm doing dandy. Ready to rock and roll, baby.
Okay. Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to change my response because the first one got me into trouble, so I'm going to say I'm doing good. I slept fine throughout the night. I slept good. I had a great night. Mm-hmm. That's a different response to the one I gave the first time that we went at it, and then
for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Before we started the second one. So yes, I'm good. Night was great.
Okay.
Wonderful.
This wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, the entire business wasn't supposed to be put out there just like that. This is crazy.
It's hilarious how it comes natural to us.
It doesn't come naturally to me.
Indeed.
It doesn't for me.
Oh, we're about to do it again.
I mean, I'm like...
No. Oh, yes.
I'm like that dude who likes his peace.
Yes.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind is underrated, though. Mm-hmm. That's why I waited, though.
Oh, God, I have the urge to disagree, but yes.
Yeah.
So I don't
Go
want...
ahead and disagree.
I don't want to.
That's what you do. So, what do you want to disagree with, too?
Oh, no. Like you being a peace of mind guy. Yes, you're a peace of mind guy, but you're not someone who goes for peace. You're all for the violence. I think, it kind of gives you entertain it. Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
You see peace,
getting
you see
all
violence.
sweaty and...
Because you warmed me up in, the first one. So anyways, Besty and Smoke podcast, we have it here again. And last week, we discussed something that was quite insightful because it's something that affects most relationships. You talk about money, deciding who, when, and how to marry.
The power of money in marriage and family.
Mm-hmm.
So on the last episode, we actually talked about the power of money in marriage and family, but we dwelt more on the marriage aspect without getting quite into the family part of it. So today on this episode, we are going to delve, like they say, dive into the family aspect of how powerful money can be, the power of money in a family setting.
So first, let's talk about how money can decide the size of the family, or when to start a family, actually. By when to start a family, meaning when to start having kids, the number of kids to have. This is a question I would like, I really like to discuss this with you, and don't see it as a personal attack. It's not coming from
Wow.
It's no.
Why?
Because
Why should
I
it be
wanted
a
to.
personal attack?
No, it's not personal. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Please.
I feel
Hot.
like you have something
No,
planned.
no. I don't. This is not something I previously thought of, or how I painted a picture I painted, or how this conversation is going to go, as you would accuse me sometimes. No, it's not it. It's because of the kind of man I know you are. You believe that it's a crime to bring kids into the world without having the financial capacity to take full care of those kids, which is not a bad thing.
But you have a problem with it.
No, not really a problem. I have some reservations in sense that sometimes what you perceive as as enough, or the quality of life you'd want to give your kids, once you keep expecting for that particular amount to do that, you might find yourself delaying the inevitable. But that's, by the way, like I said earlier, it's not a personal attack.
Delaying the inevitable. What does that mean? Something
that you still get to do. It will happen.
Okay.
But now when it happens, that's, the decision you're taking because of your financial capacity.
I understand how you feel about this.
Yes. So with that in mind,
okay.
Like I said, it's not a personal attack. It's just us talking.
You don't have to keep saying that because I feel like it's already a personal attack. Because this is my position on having children. And this is probably the reason why we are not having children yet. She wants to start having kids immediately. I think we should wait. And that seems to be, I know, women feel like they have their time set.
Not women feel like, women have their time set.
Okay.
It's not a feeling women have. It's really the fact.
All right. So women feel like time is not on their side.
It's of the essence.
And I understand that. But like I said in the last episode, the kind of life I want to create for my family, for my children, and not just for my children, but for the mother of my children as well. So there's a life I want to give them, a life I didn't have. I didn't get a chance to have. A life that I could only look on the outside at people having that life. I believe this is something every parent wants for their children, to give them a better experience than they had. Now, I know people say that children raise themselves. That's the saying we have here. That children raise themselves. That once you have them, today you have them as infants and tomorrow they're all grown. But what we don't ever talk about is the time in between. Now, let's look at what's going on in the country right now. Okay? Every single day, Nigerians are wailing.
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians are in pain, in severe, like we say on social media, in severe pain. I remember in 2013, a loaf of bread was 150 naira. Now, a loaf of bread is 1,500 naira and above, right? And in 2013, in my previous job, in 2013, I was having one salary. In 2024, I was having the same salary. A stretch of how many years? So you see an economy that was deteriorating across several years and the money-making ability of individuals not keeping up. So people kept getting poorer and life kept getting tougher. The things you could buy with 150 naira in 2013, you buy them today with 2,000 naira.
I don't mean to rush you, but we know about all of this.
No. I want to paint a picture. I love painting pictures.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes I look at families with a household of five.
Of five, okay.
Probably 3 kids and the parents. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, how did they get by? Because when you look at the price of rice, the price of one bag of rice now is up to 150 naira, 150,000 naira, right?
Yeah, you can get some for 100,000.
Okay. And you have average families where what they do is sell pure water.
Now, the thing that is, I'm sorry, I have to come in there. You were talking about the quality of life you wanted to give your family, you wanted to give your kids.
Yeah.
Now, as much as a bag of rice is 100,000 naira, there are ones that are cheaper And I do believe that not all families can afford to buy a bag of rice.
The picture I'm trying to paint here is the picture of the earning power of the average Nigerian against the economic reality in the country. Things are getting worse every day. Like every single day that you wake up is worse than the previous day. So you look at a family of 5 and you wonder, how do they get by? And the mother is probably hawking pure water sachets in traffic. And she probably makes 1,000 naira at the end of the day. That's her profit. And the husband is probably a laborer who it's iffy whether he gets a job. So most of the time, the family will depend on what the mother makes, the woman makes. The 1,000 naira profit that she makes from her pure water hawking every day. So at the end of the month, she probably makes 30,000 naira as profit from her trade. And when you put that side by side with the reality, a bag of rice now is between 100,000 naira to 150,000 naira. Now, supposing every member of that family of 5 eats 1 cup of rice every day. That's 5 cups of rice every day for the family. Multiply that by 31 in a month. Can you hear me do that math?
No.
5 times 30, 5 times 3 is 15. That's 150 cups of rice in a month. Now, in 1 bag of rice, you have 250 cups of rice. So within 1 month, if they should eat 1 cup of rice, 5 of them will consume 5 cups every day. In 1 month, they will have consumed 150 cups of rice. And 1 bag of rice that's up to 150,000 naira is 250 cups. And remember, the woman makes 30,000 naira in a month. And remember, you cannot just eat rice every day. And this cup of rice that you are eating, let's suppose that it's just that. 1 cup of rice for a human being all through the day, no oil, no sauce, no stew, no jollof rice, just white rice. Do you see how difficult life is for the average Nigerian? Now, bringing that to the situation we are talking about, having a family is a capital intensive venture. People don't tend to see it like that. People are like, they feel like it's something you can wing.
It's not something you can win. It's not something you can think of and just start doing it. While you were doing this calculation, I didn't
pay
attention because I was thinking this is like a conversation I've had numerous times. And it's like, it's almost getting exhausting.
Okay.
To hear it. I'm sorry to say this, but all fingers are not equal. Now you can make this calculation based on an average, lower than average. Less than average, actually, family, but they're coping.
I don't want
That's
to
the
cope.
thing. So I think it's not a problem of what you're making, but the kind of lifestyle you want to live.
And what kind of lifestyle is that?
I think you want to be comfortable. It's
and
not.
what's wrong with that?
It's not a bad idea, but you still have to be realistic.
Okay.
You have to be realistic because for you to keep on waiting for when you're comfortable, financially comfortable. And by what I mean financially comfortable, I mean a place where to you are financially comfortable. Because to some people, what you have, where you are, is beyond financially comfortable. But your standard of financial, comfortability is different. So I think that's actually what you should be focusing on.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to lay the groundwork for someone who's not acquainted with the reality in the country. Yeah, of course, I may be earning more than the persons in the picture I painted. Okay, I could have a better.
You are earning way, like, I'm sorry, should I say 15 times or no, 20 times?
Okay.
The person or the picture you're painting.
Noted. Like I said, I was laying the foundation for the reality check. This is a reality check.
It's not a reality check. It's also a time for you to get a reality check. It's also a time for you to get a reality check because if you keep on living off I'm trying to get to a particular place or not place as in physical place or point, but in terms of financial stability, you will see yourself prolonging what should have been taken care of or what should have been a work in progress. Now, note this.
Yeah.
The standard of living in Nigeria from 2012,
Yeah.
right, compared to now. I mean, what you had in 2012, you could, if you have it now, what you have now, if you had it in 2012, you could easily be a made man.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I am not a fool. I know things are changing. But it's like you had that idea in 2012. You had that perception in 2012. And to date, you still have that perception. When will it end? So are you saying that if things continue like this, note, this is what it's going to be like? Because if you're still focusing on the standard of life or where you want to be or how you want to live or the things you want to have, what you could afford to give your kids, factoring in what you are earning, okay, the money. If things keep going like this, stretching it out to 20 years from now, 10 years from now, are you saying you're going to like keep letting money decide when to start a family?
A wise person plans ahead of time.
Yes.
All right. You don't jump into a venture hoping, you don't jump off a cliff. You don't jump off a cliff hoping that you grow your wings on the way down.
But you take, no.
It's not a leap of faith. This is not where a leap of faith. It's not a leap of faith. Nah, it's not a leap. It's not applicable here.
So listen, I'm just asking a question where I need, if this doesn't like, it's going to, if this doesn't change, or if things
remain the same,
it's going to be like you're going to still continue with that mindset. Because I thought by now, the mindset, because what you're in now, sorry, I'm privileged to this information, is way equipped, because you're making it seem like you're still on the same level of changing.
It wasn't even like I was poor, but the point I'm trying to make is everybody has their own life calibrations. Everybody, you have your frequencies. Okay. Now, an uneducated woman or man could afford to get married, right? They're selling pure water. Like, I'm not saying that selling pure water is a bad thing or a wretched kind of life.
Living hand to mouth.
Okay. The man is living hand to mouth. Okay. The woman is living hand to mouth. And they decide to come together and live hand to mouth together. And they begin to have children living hand to mouth.
Okay.
And they probably are not able, they can't afford to send their children to school. And if
they're okay with it.
And they're okay with it. And if the government doesn't, if there is
provide
no policy for free education, their children are probably going to stay home and they're okay
with it.
I'm not okay with my children not having quality education. Because I know what this country does to people who did not receive good education.
Smoke. I'm going to take it away from you right now, so it wouldn't seem like I'm, attacking you.
Yeah.
A man who has the same ideology as you, who wants the kind of life you want, that's not a bad thing. But as much as you want to provide that kind of life, give that kind of life to your kids, you should also be realistic to know that that man should also be realistic to know that the longer he keeps waiting for that standard, or the longer he keeps trying to get to that point, time keeps stretching. Now, note that quality of life or standard of living is based on who you are.
No, it's not.
It is. It is to some, because some people might live in Banana Island and say, that they pay this, they pay that, and when they want to look for a job, or when they get a job offer, they say, no, I can't take that. Do you know how much my rent is, and stuff like that? And you wonder, there are people who are actually living less. But of course, like I said, that's why I said standard of living. The day we talked about feminism, you were trying to take feminism from the standard definition of it.
My mind was actually at cost of living.
Okay.
But standards can be different.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So if a man who wants to give his family a particular standard, but is unable to afford that because of the cost of living.
Can step it down.
Okay. Can't step it down. You be realistic, for goodness sake. You can't tell me you keep on waiting for you to be able to afford that. And then time keeps like spinning because it waits for no one. Now, we are talking about money deciding when to start a family. Money deciding when to start a family. You also put in consideration your partner. I hope I'm making sense with this.
I see that you actually planned this. You planned this in your head.
I didn't plan this. Funny thing is, I did not plan this. Funny thing is, I didn't know this.
You saw this as an opportunity to open up about this, and it's not a bad thing.
An opportunity to open up. I did not think about this. Prior to us starting this, I did not give this a thought. I did not.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, okay, you know what, let's just go talk about it. But right now, I feel like there are so many bottled up emotions. And when I heard you start talking about something I heard you speak of a long time ago, it hit me that this is not even going to be, like, you're not even open. You know what? Let's talk about this further. All right, since we are talking about this here, okay? Now, while watching the last episode, and I go to the part where I said that I feel like it's a crime for someone to bring a child into the world and having the inability to give them the necessary basic comforts of life, that it's a crime. It's a criminal act to do that. You responded, you said, do you still believe that?
I believe it's a criminal act to actually bring a child into the world to suffer. If you cannot give a life the basic comforts, give a child the basic comforts of life, why bring a child into the world?
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I still do believe that, for real.
And I could see,
I've always,
I could see, like, whether you were surprised or shocked. I
think there's probably a misinterpretation of the shock. Asking, do you still believe that? It wasn't coming from it wasn't really about the question. It was more of you, where you are right now. Do you still believe you can't give that to a child?
Let's talk about
you are now where you can do that.
Let's talk about my capacity.
You still your capacity.
You want to talk about my capacity because you've been hinting at it for.
Oh, sorry. No. TMI.
I'm going to skirt on the edges of it.
I'm trying to avoid
putting your business out there. No. It's okay. Now they say more money, more problems.
Of course.
Right?
I said it earlier.
Okay. The way you paint in this picture, it seems as though I have the capacity to have like children now, and I'm keeping back because I want to buy cars for every child I have and build a house for each one of them. Right now,
you're mocking.
I'm not.
You're mocking me.
Now,
yes, you are.
Now, yeah, of course,
that's not where I'm coming from.
Of course.
You know that's not where I'm coming from. You're mocking me, and I'm sorry, I can't take it.
Okay, I'm sorry if you feel that way, but I wasn't mocking you. I was laying the groundworks for something else I wanted to say.
Buying cars, building houses for all, is that basic standard need?
It's called an exaggeration. It's a figure of speech.
I know it's a figure of speech, but it's coming in where it shouldn't be.
Forgive me for making you feel like that. I wasn't trying to mock you. Now, right now, I could actually afford to have a child or two, but I have dependents now on both sides. I have my aged mother, and we have hers too. Mm-hmm. Okay, under the same roof, right?
I am not comfortable with this information you're disclosing.
Oh. So you are comfortable with putting out the information that I am.
Oh no, because
I am comfortable enough to have children, and you're not giving out the information that there are other things taken from the income.
Be there. Other things will always be there. You will always have other things to spend money on. There will always be. It's about prioritizing things. I'm trying to not disclose too much information, but I feel the urge. I can't. I can't. It's not in me to. I can't. It's like it's stuck in my throat. I like my life being private. Now, with that in mind, yes, you've put it out there. You have dependencies. You have your family. I have my family. But to what extent should one be living their life for their family?
Then in that case, we have to cut loose.
It's not about cutting loose.
Can we do that?
Of course we can if you want us to. Of course.
Okay.
We can if you want us to. But you know that's going to be a bad idea.
Wait. Now, if I say, let's let go of every dependency.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's not. I have to be realistic. As much as I come at
So
you,
now you see what I see.
As much as I come at you,
Yeah.
but I do believe that even with those dependencies, we can still make do.
Remember what I said to you one time? That
start a family.
no. That if we were making as much money as a particular amount, an amount that would be like heaven sent to some families.
Yes.
Yeah. That if we were making that we would still be poor.
And we're making that now.
Because of the dependencies we have around us. Remember we had that conversation,
Yes,
right?
yes,
and
we had that
we were talking
conversation.
about starting a family at the time.
We had that conversation, but hold on.
Yeah.
You know, my mom always said, where you can feed 2, you can feed 3.
That is what they say.
I'm sorry.
Old wives' tales.
I'm sorry. And I am more conscious of letting money decide something that time
Should decide.
Something that, yes, there comes a time where you have I'm still waiting on the money.
Because you're younger.
Because yes.
Time is on your side.
Thank you. You can easily.
You know,
Make great mom, my dad always say. But now it's no longer the time. And it's sad. Not in like I feel bad.
pitiful way.
A pitiful way. No, not that. But in a angry kind of way for you to still hold on to that ideology.
You know, we're Africans, right?
Yes, we are. But it's
we're
like
Africans, and
this is not
family
changing.
comes first.
This is not changing.
You cannot decide that you're going to abandon dependencies
No.
around you, especially when those dependencies
But
come from
I do believe you can,
ill health.
You can take care of the dependencies and still.
I don't think that's possible.
Okay,
Take for instance, how much did we make together? No, wait. How much did we make together between the both of us last month? How much were we able to save last month?
Okay, hold on to this
Nothing.
question. It's like big man, big wahala. Now, when you start earning more,
Yeah.
you feel like you can afford to buy 2 bags of rice to stock up. You feel like you can now go, wait now. Yes. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. You feel like you can buy a bag of rice to stock up. You feel like you can buy a carton of a stockfish. You feel like you can stock up your freezer with chicken. No. You feel like you can stock up your freezer with pomo.
So these are things you're comfortable disclosing.
Yes,
but
I'm
you-
comfortable disclosing them. You feel like you can stock up your freezer with a goosey soup or rat soup, vegetable soup, and also what's that soup again? Help ogbono soup.
Your vein.
Yes. You feel like you can buy a cup of ogbono because I went shopping last 2 weeks, buying a cup of ogbono for 6,000 naira. Someone was asking me, "Do you cook restaurant?" Because you feel like you can have more. That's why you can afford to buy the stuff. So all I'm trying to say is sometimes we find ourselves spending more because we now have the more to spend.
I'm actually a miser.
Now this family
Okay,
you spoke of earlier.
I hoard money. Everybody who knows me knows that I hoard.
I think I'm the spender.
I hoard money.
no,
I hoard money like a miser.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are. I'm doubling down. You are.
So
Hoard. I'm the
so
spender here.
so you talking
What
like
was
this?
that
You
thing
talking
you
like
said?
this makes it seem like okay. These people are spending all their money on food.
No.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I am telling you that you have enough to start a family.
I disagree. Yeah, I have enough to start a family, but I already have dependencies.
So the dependence is. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
You know, we're not really talking about what we are talking about.
We're
just talking about
us.
business.
Yes.
Because you decided to do that.
No, because you decided to bring. I said I didn't want
What?
to go personal now. Taki, I just asked you a question.
Immediately
Now
we started this, you said you didn't want this to be an attack on me.
Oh God.
And that was when I knew where you were headed with this.
Are we going to take this on the podcast?
Yeah, of course. I can't spend all this time talking and then I'm going to scrap it. It's going there.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
So money deciding when to start a family. Yes, I do believe money plays a huge role in when to start a family and also the size of the family. You know, that's how many kids you will be having or you ought to have. because you're going to factor in, can you raise, you might want a large family, 6, 7, and you realize your pocket ain't telling you the truth. So you have to keep it at 2, basically, 2, highest 3. But at the same time, it's too much of a chance to leave the starting something as incredible, something as...
Some people actually live their lives without having children.
But not for someone who wants kids.
I'm not saying that
not
that's
for someone.
the case.
No.
Yeah.
You say some people live their life without having, but not
we
for
have
someone who wants it.
There's something.
And who can
there's something that has to be
in
done.
A beat.
Okay, it's called making a choice. Do you know what's going on here? We want to eat our cake and have it, right?
So I want to eat my cake and have it.
We want to maintain the dependencies around us and have children at the same time, which is both of these dependencies, because children are also dependent. Now, these will, at the end of the day, triple the burden and pauperize us further. And you see that what this does is you keep walking like an elephant, but you keep living like an ant. So I'm trying to protect myself. I don't want to walk like an elephant and live like an ant. So a choice has to be made at the end of the day.
For you.
For all of us.
So you hear it. Money can and will decide when some people start their family. And money is certainly doing that in this case.
I'm ready to start a family anytime.
But money...
I have the capacity to have 5 children at this time. But I already have 5 children. So if I should have 5 extra children, or should I say if I should have 3 extra children, that would mean I have 8 children. Do you see the math? I'm mathing here.
When you say you can, please, we can.
I thought I can means both of us.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I still stands for I, not you and I. Because if you're saying you can, that means I should go ahead and then have the kids since I can't. Because if you're saying I can have, okay?
Look, I know where you're coming from.
It's okay.
You want to tell us that you are earning as well.
No.
That it's not just me doing the earning for the family. That's it.
I don't want to, don't shove words in my mouth. I don't want to say you, okay? Or anything about the earning, but I feel like I don't want it to be like I'm agreeing with your decision that you can't have, like, you're not ready to do it. I am ready to do it. I am ready to have kids, and I'm ready to break my back to take care of them. So that's it. That's where it was coming from.
So you're ready to...
Yes, I am. I am ready to squeeze in.
With the
dependencies.
Exactly
I am
eating your cake and having it.
And what's wrong with that?
The thing that's wrong with that...
You know what? I think you actually have... Yes, maybe this is my my clock ticking in my head, or maybe this is me trying to... I'm sorry, but this thing is just... It's stressing now. I don't know. I feel like I'm way exposed right now that I can't... I have the urge to wild out and, but I still fear that I don't want this information out there. I don't want all of this out there.
You brought all of this out, remember?
I asked you a question. You brought all of this out. You overshared.
Oh, gracious goodness. You wanted to make me the guy who was preventing you from having children.
No. You
was all of it.
You are the guy who doesn't want to be realistic and start having kids.
I had to defend my position.
No.
And that's how all of this started coming out. Because we're making it seem like people would be like, this guy is really unrealistic. How can he be having like there are people in Nigeria who are selling pure water and they can have children. How can't he have children?
How long will you use the dependencies as an excuse? Because dependencies, they will always be there. It's like you said, this is Africa. It's like there is this unspoken...
There are people who don't care about dependencies in Africa.
Black tax.
Yeah, black taxation.
Tax. Yes, we have it. And it's natural. It's kind of a natural thing for us.
It's not a natural thing.
In Africa.
It's a tiresome thing.
It's a natural thing.
It's not natural. It's tiring. It's exhausting.
We witnessed our parents do, and we get to do it for our parents. So I'm sorry you don't feel that way, but I feel that way.
So
and
there goes.
sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn. You have to back that and also back.
Look,
see, do
I'm
as
not
much
going
as
to.
you can.
I'm not
okay,
going
so how long
to
are we going
break
to,
my
how
life.
long? Okay, then how long are we going to do that? Till we no longer have these dependencies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know. Tell me.
Should I spell it out for you?
Yeah, please do.
You're saying to no longer have these dependencies, and that's like, this is literally something only death can break. So is that what you're saying? Because like, you're not really like facing this. This is something only death can like actually cut the ties. It's there to stay. So till whenever, which I'm not hoping that death actually breaks these dependencies. I don't want it.
This is really going out of hand. Perhaps we will have to come back and really talk about this.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
It gets crazy sometimes on this platform in these conversations, but hey, it's real life talk.
Oh,
Sometimes it gets a bit
too personal. Too personal.
painful.
Like, I'm just.
But I know that there are a million other people going through life like we are, having to, at that point in life where they have to make a decision, a tough decision.
It's like, no, you're making the decision for us, and that's what it is.
I'm making the decision for
You're
us.
making the
You're making the decision on the other side. You said that the dependencies
okay.
cannot be gotten rid of.
How can they be?
How can they be?
Yeah.
Is everybody in Africa, in Nigeria, in Igbo
But how
land
can-
carrying
you saying-
family
you
dependencies?
You saying that getting rid of them is like asking them to no longer be there.
And that is something
Which-
that cannot be done, right?
How can it be done? I'm trying to figure this out, Emma. I'm trying to understand you.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
hope
Let me
you
ask you a
understand me.
let me
This
ask
is
let me
now
ask you a
an hour
question.
plus.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me
Let me
a-
ask you a
ask
question.
away.
If you are a pure water seller and you make 1,000 naira every day, will you take on these dependencies?
I am not a pure water seller.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Thank you very much for accommodating
Please,
craziness.
I'm
We're going to be
comfortable
here
with it.
on the next one. Till then,
Ciao, I suppose.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.